License Hearing and Public Safety Committee is adjourned. Not adjourned, called to order. Roll call, Alderperson Barb Feldy, I'm here. Alderperson Betty Ackley.
Here.
Alderperson Dean Decker.
Here.
Alderperson Amanda Salazar.
Here.
All right, we are all present. Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Introduction of the committee members. We'll start with Dean and go on down.
Alderperson Dean Decker from District 6.
Alderperson Barb Feldy, Chair of the Council and District 1 Representative.
Alderperson Betty Ackley, District 4 Alderperson.
Alderperson Amanda Salazar, District 3.
We'll go to staff.
Mike Stelter. Thomas Cameron, Assistant City Attorney. Chuck Adams, City Attorney. Ryan Sorensen, Mayor.
Kathy Hoffman, City Attorney's Office.
All right. Approval of the minutes from May 12th, 2021.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Items for discussion and possible action. General Ordinance number 3-21-22, 51721. An ordinance amending the municipal code so as to temporarily reduce fees for sidewalk cafes. Chuck. All right.
All right, so you do have the ordinance with board docs, and basically it's just putting into place what you asked for at the last meeting from your discussion. So it reduces the cost of a sidewalk cafe permit in half for this current license year, beginning April 15, 2021, ending April 14, 2022. And so the cost will actually be 50 cents per square foot with a minimum fee of $25. All the other requirements are the same as they were pre-pandemic. And then just as a matter of cleanup, I did remove then the items that applied only to the license year of 2020. So that's what's there, and the recommended motion would be to recommend adoption of the ordinance.
I make a motion to adopt the ordinance.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Chair is an aye. Ordinance number 179-20-21, 4/19/21, submitting various license applications for the period ending June 30th, 2021, December 31st, 2021, April 14th, 2022, June 30th, 2022, and June 30th, 2023. Taxi cab license application number 4447, Carrie M. Henning.
Did you mean to skip the one before that on the Purdue Pharma? We can do
No.
we can do them in whatever order you want, but.
Okay, I was following the agenda ones, not
Oh,
one you just handed
I
out.
didn't see it. It
Oh.
looks to me
Oh, it should be.
that it's not in the same order.
It's not.
It's
No,
not?
it is.
It is.
You just missed it. It's all right. That's all right. We'll just do that one.
Well, we'll do the Henning one, and then we'll go to the.
Oh, yeah, I see
one
what you
before it.
mean. Sorry about that, yep.
So this is a taxi cab driver's license application, Carrie Henning. This matter is on for a hearing on denial of a new license. Mr. Henning is not here. We're not surprised by that because he did fail to respond to our letter asking him to respond prior to the hearing. So we will do the hearing and then we'll go from there. And Lieutenant Stelter will be at the other mic, and we'll just answer a couple of questions that I have. So Lieutenant Stelter, you're familiar with the taxi cab driver's license application of Carrie M. Henning, is that correct?
Yes.
And you are aware of his record of violations that is related to the license activity as well, is that correct?
Yes.
And included in that record would be some traffic violations, which would include a 2015 operating while intoxicated from the village of Sheboygan Falls, which he did reveal on his application, a 2016 failure to maintain control of vehicle from the Sheboygan Municipal Court that he failed to reveal, and a 2017 speeding 89 and a 65 from Circuit Court that he failed to reveal. Is that correct?
Correct.
He also did reveal that he had felony drug charges, but didn't give the details on those. And what that is a 2017 felony conviction for manufacture or delivery of heroin as a party to the crime. Is that correct?
Correct.
And specifically, while it's fairly clear what the traffic violations are related to the license activity, what is it about delivery of drug charges that makes it relevant to a taxi cab driver license?
With my experience as a law enforcement officer in the community, specifically as a street crimes officer and supervising the street crimes unit later, and then eventually supervising our Sheboygan County Drug Unit, we've had numerous investigations into people that have been taxi cab drivers that were suspected of delivering drugs. That would obviously be the biggest concern with the license going to him.
Okay. Those are all the questions that I would have. So
Is there any other questions?
our recommendation would be to deny the license then.
I make a motion to deny the license.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Chair votes aye, motion carried. All right, now we'll back up, Chuck, sorry about that. A resolution authorizing the city attorney's office to take all appropriate action on behalf of the city of Sheboygan related to Purdue Pharma LPS bankruptcy. Thomas.
Yes, thank you. I'm happy to go into as much detail on this one or as little detail as you would like. In short, in 2019, Purdue Pharma declared bankruptcy. Purdue Pharma is the manufacturer of OxyContin, and their bankruptcy was based in part because of the opioid litigation going on nationally. There have been a lot of claimants in this bankruptcy. There are 7,600 municipalities that have filed a claim against Purdue Pharma, and about 470,000 individuals who filed claims against Purdue Pharma. So this is a very big bankruptcy, which reflects the broad nature of the opioid crisis. The city of Sheboygan did file a claim. It filed a claim for about $8.4 million, which is a lot. That's part of that is costs actually incurred by the city to this point. Part of that is prospective costs estimated to capture what the city would have to spend to abate the opioid crisis between 2020 and 2040. There's no expectation that we'll ever see $8.4 million. That's very typical in bankruptcy, where you get hopefully pennies on the dollar for your claim. But because this is such a large bankruptcy, there really is no opportunity to negotiate deadlines and to move those deadlines. It would be really unworkable if each of the 470,000 individual claimants could extend a deadline because it didn't work for them. So because of that, there are a number of deadlines and expected deadlines coming up. And the thought to make it workable is to delegate and authorize the city attorney's office to make the necessary decisions. So there's a bankruptcy plan, which Purdue Pharma has proposed. That plan would, the headline on that plan is that it makes $10 billion available to help deal with the opioid crisis. $10 billion sounds like a lot. There's some asterisks on that plan. It's $10 billion over 10 years. About $4 billion of that is actually in the form of reduced cost pharmaceuticals. And $1 billion of that is from projected revenues of a new entity that would exist when Purdue Pharma ceases to exist. So there's some asterisks there. The nature of the plan has been evolving. It evolved as recently as Monday, and we expect continued evolution of that plan. Right now, if the plan is approved as is, the state of Wisconsin would receive about $70 million. Again, that's over 10 years, and that's presumably a split between cash and reduced price pharmaceuticals. But it's the responsibility of the state and local government to negotiate that, and that has to be negotiated on a very, very tight time frame. So given the number of moving pieces and the tight time frame, we, as the city attorney's office, are concerned that it's unworkable to come to the council, to come to this committee when we have a final proposal and say, would you approve this? So we're asking for authorization to make all the necessary decisions to represent the city as we try to navigate this to a conclusion.
Okay, makes sense to me.
Questions?
Can't think of anything
Questions?
off the hand, no. I think right now.
I don't have any.
Okay, then I'm looking for a motion
Make a
to,
motion to approve.
I'll second.
motion and second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Chair votes aye. Passed. Thank you. Okay. Resolution number 16-2122, 5/17/21, submitting various license applications for the period ending December 31st, 2021 and June 30th, 2023.
All right, we've got a number of different recommendations which we're going to split out. The first one we're going to split out is we are recommending approving the beverage operator's license application of Amanda Salazar. We've separated it out so that she can not vote on this one and just the three of you can vote on it.
I make a motion to approve that.
Second?
Any discussion?
No.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Nays?
And she
All right,
abstained.
motion
so,
passed.
yeah.
I was like, I'll name myself. I don't really want to. Work's making me do it.
All right, the next one would be to hold the beverage operator's license renewal application of Christine L. Pierce for possible action at a future meeting.
I make a motion to hold that license for Christine Pierce.
Second.
Any discussion?
Can I ask why we're holding it?
For possible action, so what happens is when we will meet as a staff
Okay.
and go through everything and try to determine what's going on, and a lot of times
Sure.
if there are questions, we'll hold it here and then we'll come back at a future meeting.
With
Sometimes
answers.
it's also because we have to give notice.
Okay.
In this case, we haven't even decided for sure that we're going to non-renew or deny the license, so.
Okay.
We're doing some background check
Okay.
yet.
Makes sense.
Okay, any other questions? All right, looking for a motion.
We
Do we have it?
had a motion. We had a motion.
Oh, all right.
Just we need to vote.
Looking for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Nays? Motion carried.
And then the final motion would be to grant all of the other applications on the RO.
I make a motion to grant all the other applications on the RO.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nay. Motion carried. Resolution number 17-21-22, 5/17/21, submitting various license applications for the period ending June 30th, 2022.
All right, we've got 4 different recommendations, but we don't necessarily have to split these out as long as you incorporate them all into the motion. They're all to grant, but there are just some provisions in the granting. So we're recommending granting the change of premise applications of the wharf contingent on the applicant obtaining the necessary street festival permit. We're recommending granting the change of premises application of time and a half contingent upon the applicant obtaining any necessary permit, probably a street festival permit, and making any needed changes to the description to be determined by staff upon clarification by the applicant. We're working with him on that. To grant the Class A liquor license renewal application of Meyer Stores LP contingent on amending the application to include description language that has now been approved by my office. This is somewhat related to the one we've been holding for some time. They're now fixing it as part of the sort of the renewal application, but there are a couple of little things they have to complete. But I expect that won't be a problem. And then to grant all other applications on the RO.
I make a motion to grant these as per staff recommendations.
Can I vote on this with the Art Center on here?
You're not receiving any, well, maybe you should.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably
Got a
not
second.
required to, but it's
I'll second.
probably in your best interest
Yeah.
to abstain.
Okay, I'll abstain.
Second.
Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Abstain?
Abstain.
Thank you. All right, motion carried. RO number 18-21-22, 51721, submitting various license applications, change of premise.
All right, so the committee, or the staff committee is recommending granting all of the changes of premise applications on this RO contingent on the applicants all obtaining the necessary street festival permits. These are all related to the summertime Tuesdays, which is Tuesdays this year instead of Thursdays.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I move a motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Chair votes aye. Passed. Our next meeting date will be June 16th, 2021, and I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Any discussion on that? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Chair votes yes. 5:17.
I owe you an apology, I forgot what your